What's up, everybody? How you doing out there? This is Micah Dobbins, host of the Micah Dobbins Show, and I'm so excited for the guest that we have today. We have none other than CEO of J.A.Z Naturals, Sharon McGarity. So we hope you guys tune in and you enjoy this program as we begin our show. Hey everybody, so again, we want to welcome you to today's show. Right now, I'm really excited about the guest that I told you about, and we're going to go ahead and give her a chance to introduce herself and tell you guys a little bit about her and her business. So with no further ado, give it up for Sharon McGarity. Right?
Hi everybody, this is Sharon. My name is Sharon McGarity, and I am the CEO and founder of J.A.Z Naturals, LLC. My business was basically formulated on this pandemic. Our pandemic was what caused me to start this company. Because there was a shortage of stuff, I actually, there was times where we couldn't get toilet paper and soap and things of that nature, So, I have always had issues with skin irritations, eczema, things of that nature. And, one day I just decided I was going to make my own soap. So I did, and it worked. And because I do hair too, I have had a lot of clients who come in and they try my products as, I was giving away a couple of, soaps here and there, or I give away some hair oil, and I, just had them sampling things. And eventually I just had people calling me, hey girl, I love that, love that orange turmeric soap. Can I get some more of that? It just became a business, and I just started making soaps, and that's what I do now.
Oh, wow. See, that's awesome to see it just grow organically like that, and even to come in the midst of a pandemic. Because right now, while a lot of people are panicking, a lot of people were out of work, and they may have been at their wits' end trying to figure out what's next. But you were able to see the situation, capitalize off the situation. Shout out too for even doing the cosmetology, doing hair, because you got to deal with chemicals anyway. So it's just natural progression that it became this product.
And because I do handle a lot of like braids and locks and things like that. Most of my clients who come in are natural. They're all natural. So I don't really put a lot of chemicals in the hair. And I get a lot of older clients with alopecia, breakage, and real bad, bald spots, or maybe they're on medication and their hair starts to come out over time. And so I wanted to create a product that would work for them and help their hair grow back from those, those things that we can't really control. So I had a couple of clients who have been coming to me for quite some time, and I was trying the oils that I made out on their hair, and I noticed over the course of time, because they're repeat customers, that their hair was growing, it was coming in really nice. And so that's kind of where it all started.
Okay, that's awesome, man. That's all right there. And I want to say that the orange turmeric was one of the high ones. We took the samples, and my wife, she was just like, "Oh, I love the orange turmeric. I gotta," she was ecstatic about that one.
I actually spoke to your wife.
See, that's what she liked. And I like both the honeybee soap. That was another one. I think in order for me, I guess the orange turmeric would have been probably number one. Blue indigo would have been two for me, and then honeybee soap. I think those were like the order. But I rock with all of them, and I encourage you guys that are watching, definitely check out the product. Come to the website, order you something. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. You will enjoy it. Me and my wife were kind of going back and forth over the oil, because it was like a unisex. It kind of reminded me back in the day with CK1, where it's like a unisex oil. So she was like, "Is this for me or for you?" I was like, "Well, I'm gonna try a little bit. But it was very good. We enjoyed it, and just to see that the scent of the oil lasted, because nowadays when you go to some of the beauty supply stores, you buy the oils, like an hour later, you don't even smell it anymore. But it lasted throughout most of the day, which is something that's really great, because that's very important. And the turmeric, I think what she liked was it had kind of like a scrubbing effect when she was washing with it. So I was like, yeah, I said, it's dope. I like this one. She liked it as well. Okay. So I was going to ask if this was your first business, but because you've already done cosmetology, this is kind of like more of a second, or is this like a third venture? Or how would you describe as far as the number this business falls under?
Well, I would say this is my first legitimate business.
Awesome.
But I've always been that type to try to find new stuff. But but this one was something that I actually saw growing. I see that there's a lot of need for natural skin and hair care, especially in our Black community, because we don't realize that a lot of the stuff that we buy in the stores and that we use on our skins from the stores are not made for us, and so it dries our skin out. It makes us rashy and itchy. And, Black people especially have a tendency to have eczema and rosacea and things of that nature. And so, I suffer from that myself, and my children do as well. And when I started making the soaps, and I noticed how our skin was clearing up, and we weren't itchy, and I wasn't waking up in the middle of the night scratching, all the time. I realized, like, this is something I got to do more. I got to do more of it. I got to find better things that work for the body, because ultimately everything we put on our skin is being sucked into our body, our blood and everything inside of us. Our skin is our first organ. So it's going to be sucked into our bloodstream as soon as we put it on, and so if it's not good for us, it's not going to be good on the outside nor on the inside. So, a lot of my products can be eaten, and so that's why it's so good, that they work so well.
Okay.
Because if you put it in your body, you could put it on it,
Right. And see, that's all right. I didn't realize that, because that was one of the things I was looking at as I was studying the different natural products, and I saw yours was, completely natural. I didn't realize you could even eat it, which is awesome. Well,
I mean,
not that you would, but just that it's possible. Yeah, it's not. Right. It's not dangerous. So I'm not telling y'all to go eat it. I'm just saying, right. But I was saying it was awesome, right? Because one of the things I looked at, I saw that a lot of the companies that had products out there, they were saying how the different ones tested on animals. And they would have, sometimes animals may have been, skin issues and other problems and irritants. So they tested on the animals before they give it on the market. But even then, even with the test, there are still people that can have allergic reactions. As you stated, they can have, eczema. Right. Or if you're already struggling with something like the shingles, you don't want to have something as a soap or something to just dry you out to make your conditions worse. So I think it's outstanding that you've not only found the niche, but you found something that your target audience, that it could help the communities, those with sensitive skin, those that may have allergens when it comes to using beauty care products. J.A.Z Naturals is something, guys, that you could actually try. And in doing so, as you're hearing it straight from the CEO herself, that has the oils and the things essential to help your skin, both outward and within. And I think it's really awesome. I was going to ask you now, since you've created this business, sometimes CEOs get in a place like where you start a business and it's this gray period where you're like, oh, great. Am I really doing this? What am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? Have you ever come at a point or any regrets that you've had since starting J.A.Z Naturals where you just like second guess, or has it pretty much, because it's been consistent, it's been like, hey, it's all go, full speed ahead, I'm good?
Well, I don't think I've had any regrets. Right. I actually, I think I'm more motivated now to want to even expand and do more with my company. But it's funny that you asked that, because, just the other day, my boyfriend was like, I see your business growing. Are you ready for that? And I said, I don't know. Hope so. I hope I'm ready for it, but, right. It's just one of them things that I think every day I wake up and I'm really just motivated to go, just do more and do as much as I can. And I think right now I'm just kind of on full speed, and so yes. Working it and trying to, make it grow and expand is really where I'm at right now. So I don't have any regrets at all.
See, that's all right. And I asked that to different CEOs at times just to kind of get an insight, because a lot of people who are watching who may be thinking, I want to do a business one day, I want to jump out there, they don't understand the inward struggle sometimes. It's like, okay, am I doing this right? And what your boyfriend brought out was what they call fear of success, because a lot of people focus on just fear of failure. You know, fear of failure is like, okay, what if I jump out there and it doesn't work? Whatever I'm trying to do, what if it doesn't work? But fear of success is another side to the entrepreneurial mindset where it's like,
a different story.
Right? Because then it's like, okay, I didn't mean to get this big.
Going somewhere. Am I ready to really move forward? Right.
Yeah, so that plays a part.
Do I even have what it takes?
Right. And I think that's that place that every entrepreneur kind of has to dig deep and pull it out from it within. Like, it's something that I don't think you can necessarily get like from a school. I mean, it's okay to learn business, but when it really comes down to having that instinctive, I'm going to do this, I'm going to win, I'm going to fight, I'm going to keep digging. Okay, so the right now the oil's on fire and I'm trying to get this put together. I'm still going to keep pushing because I really believe that I have a product that's going to change people's lives, and I have a product I believe in that other people believe in. So I think it's outstanding that you haven't had that moment of regret, because I've met a lot of people, you know, and they're like, well, you know, Micah, sometimes I wonder, should I have just, you know, went and started a family? Should I have went and did this? And I'm like, but you're successful. You're a CEO. What do you? So I think it's great that you've already overcome anything like that. And if anything, it's just a worry about, okay, am I ready to take off when it launches? Right. And believe it or not, a lot of people, they do say most businesses within the first, 6 months pretty much fail or go under. But if you're seeing growth already within the first year, you know, the first couple of years, that's definitely a tribute to the insight on knowing where you want to target your audience. Because I'm seeing a growth in organic, natural products, even within the African-American community. A lot of times, you know, we would buy, like the Johnson and the pink lotions and the things that we saw in the store. And I remember early 90s, a friend of mine's father from Atlanta had worked on a baby care product. Now, we grew up Gerber baby. You had the little baby, you know, blonde hair, the little clear Gerber baby. So I see this product, and it's like a pink label, and it was like my first time seeing like an African-American baby on a product. And I'm like, yo, who did this? And it was at her home. Her dad was doing like the prototypes for it. And next thing you know, I started to see it at like Kroger, and before long, it's like all over the place. So your business, even starting out now, you know, one day somebody could be walking through Kroger and be like, whoa, wait a minute, there's a natural section? That's J.A.Z Naturals. I was just watching her on the show last week, you know, so it could grow just like that. And I'm excited at the opportunity. What would you think would be your biggest inspiration as a business owner? What inspires you to get up and go every day?
Probably my daughters. You know, my daughters, they motivate me to want to continue to keep working, because this is something that I'm building for them. And so, you know, that's what J.A.Z Naturals stands for. My 3 daughters. And they're the ones that keep pushing me every day. I'm trying to teach them the business, teach them how to make the soaps and the body butters themselves, so that they can grow up and know how to run the business when they get older. And so I think they're the ones who really kind of push me towards it. Also because, you know, right now with so much going on and a lot of people losing their jobs and a lot of people, you know, not having any direction right now, I think that's really one of the motivations that kind of got me going, was that I don't want to have to depend on others to make ends meet. I want to be able to depend on myself. And if it's just me, God and me, I'm okay. You know, I just want to continue to keep pushing, you know, so.
Yes. No, that's awesome. I didn't realize that it was your daughter. So the J.A.Z is for each of your daughters. That's awesome.
Correct. It's Journey, Adana, and Zaria.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. See, most businesses, believe it or not, like when they're family-based even, second and third generation, they can hold on to it. It could be a lifelong legacy for them. A lot of people look at, you know, like Paris Hilton, and they're like, oh, she has all this money. She has Bentleys. Like, oh, it's just so unfair. Not realizing like her father and like grandparents started the Hilton hotels and Doubletree and all these hotels. You know, so you see these people and you're thinking they just came up overnight, but a lot of them, it took a family. It took a mom or a dad to say, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to invest in something. I'm going to build something and put a stake in the ground. And this is going to be our family's structure, and passing that down and teaching them the value of it. Because that's one of the things I always talk about on the show. The school systems nowadays typically don't push entrepreneurship. Even when I was in school, it was like, hey, go get a job, play a sport, or you're going to go flip burgers at McDonald's to drop out, you know, but it was never like, hey, you know, you could be a CEO one day. You could start your own business. And I think we need to get back to that, particularly in the African-American community, Black community, because if we start raising young business owners, entrepreneurs, they can get out of the rut maybe, and we can start to kind of turn the tide and some of the negative statistics that are always labeled on us. We can start to change that. So I think that's outstanding. Now, what are some of the obstacles probably you faced just as a business owner doing this sort of business? What kind of obstacles do you think that you faced so far or that you've had to overcome?
I would say my biggest obstacle right now would probably be, and probably from the beginning of my big company, was really just learning how to do what I do at the most cost-effective way. You know, although you can make your own soaps, it's one of those things that you have to know that there's a lot more to it than just making soaps. You know, I mean, just labeling alone is, you know, expensive. So, you know, just balancing the finances and making time to make sure that I have enough energy and time left over to do the back end of the business, you know, the business side of things. Because, you know, I could make soaps all day long, but, you know, at the end of the day, you still need to be able to calculate your finances and be able to run your, you know, your management and that is, to me, I guess just balancing it all would be the biggest challenge that I've had so far.
Oh, yeah. No. I appreciate your transparency in that. And that's very important. Like you said, just knowing how to work the numbers. That's one of the things I liked when I watch. If you ever watch like The Profit with Marcus Lemonis, as soon as he comes in on a business, he's just like, hey, what are the numbers? What are we looking like? How much does it cost to make each one of these? You're like, whoa, bro. Like he's throwing all them numbers out. So I think that's awesome, though, that you're already entering into that now, you know what I mean, early on versus just making soap, making money, losing money, and then figuring it out later. You've actually started to tackle that early on. And I think that's going to help you go even further and a long way than most. Because most people don't even get to that place until after they've had so much money coming in. Then it's like, wow, I'm losing a lot. What's going on? But you're already there before it even picks up. Like, I'm on it. That's all right. That's all right. Now, what ages would you consider your products for? Would you say like, as far as testimonials, have you been? I know you've been getting feedback. I imagine. I know for us, we're definitely sold. My wife definitely, like I said, she loved the orange turmeric. I was a big fan of it as well as the blue indigo. So, what was some of the feedback that you received, and what ages would you kind of define your products for?
Well, I think it's all age groups, honestly, because my grandmother, who's almost 80, uses my products every day. But I also use them on babies as well. So, you know, I think it's really geared towards all age groups. But, you know, that orange turmeric bar that you keep mentioning, it seems to be like my best seller because for some reason I keep selling out of it. I can never seem to keep it on my shelf.
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
But, you know, I think that typically so far the most, I would say the most targeted group that I have had so far would be maybe women between the ages of 20 to about 45, 50 years old. That might be because, like I said, I started this out with my clients. So a lot of my clients are around that age. They come in and they purchase, and they become more of my frequent, you know, customers. So that's probably like the main age group of people who have purchased or either that I see purchasing. Like I do a lot of pop-ups. And I notice that a lot of women, you know, shop in the pop-ups. So I would say women are probably my main targeted, you know, customer. But I think they're, you know, my products work on everybody. I actually am thinking of coming out with a man's line, an actual man's line. And Blue Indigo was supposed to be my first man's line soap.
Right.
But women tend to like it too. so, you know, it's not, I was gearing it towards men. I had, you know, men trying it, and I had my you know, significant other, my sister's significant other, my brother, all of them trying it, and they were like, oh, I like it. And then I let a female try it, and she's like, I like it too, you know. So
now they try to get in on it. It was for you, brothers. Y'all better order that Blue Indigo for the rest of them. Get them.
So everybody everybody likes it, you know. I was like, hey, but you know, I think because they are natural products, you know, I try not to. I do have, you know, some scents and stuff that are really geared towards women, but a lot of my products are actually could be unisex, you know, as far as men and women. I think that like my orange turmeric bar is one of my favorite bars, and that's with men and women. You know, I've had a lot of men actually come to me and tell me how great they like the orange turmeric bar, and so, and it's a citrusy smell, you know, so you know, so I think that you know, I'm just that's the whole reason of me trying to get out there more, because I feel like I don't want to gear it just towards women. You know, I definitely want my products to be used by everyone.
All right.
So
Nothing wrong with that. I think it's awesome. And I hope the brothers do try the Blue Indigo and to get out there and start ordering. You guys that are
yes,
watching now, you need to go. I have the links actually in the description. You need to go to the website and order this product, because I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. It'll make a great gift that you could give, you know, for your mom. I know after a couple of months, well, we got Mother's Day, we got Father's Day, all these holidays coming up. Y'all better get this product and start buying it for your peoples, because it's natural, and we want to support businesses, those in the Atlanta area. If it's a pop-up, you want to support, stand up, you know, and help out, especially in these turbulent times that we're in. And I'm glad you brought out the fact that a lot of sisters are looking to the product, because one of the studies that I was doing was saying that during the pandemic in particular, a lot of women got hit hard. They were saying that a lot of them had to leave the workplace because kids were home, you know, doing their online learning, and it forced a lot of them out of the workplace. So now they're back, you know, at home and trying to get their bearings. And some may be watching and feeling inspired to maybe to sew. Maybe they want to knit and make something. Maybe they want to do some shirts or something like that. What advice would you give to women out there who may desire to be an entrepreneur, but they're just in a rut and they really feel like, that can't be me, I can't do it? Like, what advice would you give those sisters or those women out there to kind of help them to know that they have a chance to?
first off, I've been there. You know, I was there. I was in that situation right around pandemic time. I lost my job, and you know, I had to do the same thing with my daughters and homeschool them and be at home with them, and trying to find a job that you could do from home and make enough money to be able to afford to take care of your family is difficult. You know, there are a billion customer service positions out there, but they don't pay anything, you know, and after you're done with taxes and all that good stuff, you don't really have enough money on your paycheck to take care of your business. So you know, that's why, you know, I definitely encourage any female who has any kind of idea out there, whether it be a unique idea, or it could even be something that's already done. Maybe you do it in your own way, but do it. Don't give up and just go for it. There's going to be times where you want to give up, but don't give up, because if you see your product actually making a difference with your clients, it'll make you want to continue to keep working. And I think that's what pushes me the most is when I have clients come to me, girl, I love that turmeric. I mean, my face is glowing. And I've had so many people come to me and tell me how, and that just makes me want to do more. You know, that makes me want to come up with different ideas. I have clients that have been coming to me for over a year or two buying soaps from me, and now they're coming to me saying, you should do this kind of bar, you should do this kind of bar now. And after you get a couple of people telling you the same thing, it's like, okay, maybe I will come up with you know, like maybe come up with something new, you know. So, you know, I love that. I love my customers giving me different types of ideas, you know, because I always trying to find something that's going to work good, and something that's going to be great for the, you know, for the body and for the hair, anything that, you know, helps with just our overall, you know, natural skin and hair care. And so, you know, I feel like anybody that has any kind of dream or any kind of, you know, idea that they want to try to make into something, do it. You know, start out small and just work your way up from there, you know, because when you're your own boss, nobody can fire you, you know.
That's right.
You know, and that something else. So, you know, yeah, I think that's.
No, that's the right advice. You hit the nail on the head. You can't fire yourself. If you're the boss, it's all on you. And I agree when you were saying as far as.
Exactly. And
Oh, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was saying, you know, like, I just feel like, you know, with that being said, when you're creating something that doesn't work, you have the right to fix it or change it and make it better. You know, you know how many times I've actually had to make that orange turmeric bar before it came out perfect, you know? So, so, you know, and now people love it, you know? So it's like, don't give up just because it might not have worked out the first time. Just keep pushing, you know, and it'll work for you.
Yes. No, I'm glad you said that. And I'm glad you even brought out that some people think they have to, you know, reinvent the wheel, but you hit the nail on the head, you know, make a product better. If that inspiration hits you and you see the business, okay, get out there. Yours may be the one that actually, you know, champions them all. You just never know until you step out and take a chance. So I'm glad that you're able to encourage, because I know that is one thing I do hear from people a lot. They say, well, you know, I wanted to. Well, one day I was going to open. I told myself once I had my tax return or if I got my stimulus, I would do this. And then they never really get around to it, and they live a life with regret. So I'm glad you're able to speak to them, you know, step out and give it a try. All right. So what are some of the ways that our audience can get your products? We want them to be able to get your products and to come out and support. If you want to give social media, websites, this would be a great time for them to hear so that we can have it all out for them.
Oh, well, you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram on the J.A.Z Naturals LLC. Or you can also go on our webpage, which is www.jazznaturalsllc.com. You can email us at jazznaturalsllc@gmail.com. Reach out to me any kind of way. I mean, you can message me. Literally, that's how Micah Dobbins messaged me. He just sent me out a message on Facebook, and you know, and it went from there. So, you know, I tell people, hey, if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows me, get my phone number. I don't care how you get in contact with me. Just get in contact with me, you know.
Right, like a good saleswoman, right there.
Right.
And for those who may not have heard, it was jazznaturalsllc@gmail.com, as well as the website jazznaturalsllc.com. She also said IG, Instagram, and on Facebook, and we would love for you guys to go and patronize this business, support this business, help this sister as you can, and we greatly appreciate you for even coming on today and being part of our show. Were there any shout-outs to anybody you wanted to holler at?
I would like to give a shout out to Schoolbox Toolbox, my girl Nia Grigsby. She is one of my most loyal customers. She's the one who actually kind of pushed me towards this thing, and she has her own business as well, the Schoolbox Toolbox. So if you're looking for any of your school orders, or if your kids need any school supplies for school, whether it be online schooling or in face-to-face schooling, she has the one-stop shop. You can go and order everything you need for your children there. And they are grouped by age and grade level. So, you know, it's easy shop. You don't have to go shopping around for the things your child needs. So I definitely want to put her out there because I think that she was probably one of my biggest motivations. And in the Micah Dobbins Show, you know, I want to shout out to the Micah Dobbins Show. You I would say you were probably one of my greatest, you know, inspirations as far as helping me get out there. I wasn't even expecting this. So, you know, this was just a privilege. You know, this is something new for me. And I just want to say this is a privilege and thank you for, you know, giving me the time and opportunity to have this interview.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for coming. And this is what we're here for. I love entrepreneurship and business, and we are beyond impressed with what you're doing. We're going to make sure that we continue to tell the team and everybody about what you're doing. And we're going to definitely check out the Schoolbox. You said Toolbox? I got to check that out.
Schoolbox Toolbox.
Oh, yeah. We might have to get her on, too.
Yeah.
Because I like.
Especially if you have a lot of kids.
Yes, I got 6. I got a lot.
It's a lot of work shopping around for their stuff, you know. And so, you know, if you could just go online and click a button and you got everything you need, it's awesome. So I would say shout out to her because she is awesome. Go check that out, guys. Schoolbox Toolbox.
All right. Well, again, we appreciate you for coming on, guys. We thank you for watching. This was J.A.Z Naturals with Sharon McGarity, and this is Micah Dobbins signing off. Thank you for checking us out. Till next time.
Thank you. Bye.